It's your girl CoCo Z, the Mixed Mistress.
Okay, how important are DJs to hip hop? And DJs are the most important to hip hop because they can be in places to help break your music. And I tell artists this all the time. There's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're so focused on just making a track and putting it out that they're not understanding the dynamics of it all. So for me, it's like, okay, if you got an artist, say, I got an artist who he's been putting out tons and tons of music, and it's like we didn't get familiar with your last song you put out, so just relax. Like, look at how MGK did it. He had 2 solid mixtapes out. He pushed them for like 2 to 3 years, and when everybody was familiar with those tracks, he went and did concerts. People go to concerts because they want to sing the song with you. So if you're putting out a whole bunch of music nobody knows, and then you go perform it and nobody can sing it with you, they're not really going to connect and interact with you. So when you have a project, a solid project, you say I got a single. You can service your record, your single, to 1,000 DJs that live all over the United States. And if they like your track, they're going to put it on mixtapes, they're going to play it in the club, they're going to play it on the radio, they're going to play it on internet radio. They can play it in the backyard at their friend's house. They're going to be able to expose your record to so many different people in so many different places that people can become familiar with your music and you not even be there. So the DJ is the most important to hip hop. You need us, but chill with so much music, just a little bit, because we got other artists we can write with. Okay, question is, how did I get into the turntablism? I grew up listening to turntablists. Again, like, even though you guys don't know the story, but I usually tell the story to most people I interview. I grew up listening to Scratchmaster L, DJ Blend, DJ Low Key, DJ Innovators, Rad and Quick, DJ Cochise. Like, them are a lot of Cleveland, or some of them Ohio DJs that started back when I was younger. So for me, I've always just been a fan of a turntablist. And when I decided to DJ, I said that's the kind of DJ I wanted to be. Was, someone who knew how to cut and scratch. And then if you go look at the history of DJing, where DJing come from, like, I feel like all DJs should know the basics. I feel like you should know how to blend a track, scratch a track in, and do a backspin. Like, I feel like those are the basics of DJing. Like a baby scratch, a backspin, and a blend. That's the basics of DJing. You should know that just because of the pioneers and what they had to go through for DJing to even be a part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? And it was just something I wanted to do. Like, I started off on a computer. I started off learning, the software, and it was like I needed to touch it. Like, I was bored with, just pushing a button. So for me, if I can't go and cut and scratch while I'm DJing, I'm bored. Like, I'm just sitting there like, okay, I gotta wait for this song to go off. Like, it doesn't give me a way to be creative. So I just learned. I taught myself how to DJ and be a turntablist through YouTube tutorials. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Shout out to DJ Angelo in the UK. He has a whole segment of DJ tutorials who will teach you how to DJ from start to finish. And I'm still doing some of his tutorials. Like, I'm not done yet. I still got a lot to learn. As far as me keeping up with the music, I don't know if I should give y'all my technique because, it's a shortcut. No, but in the beginning, when I had a lot of time to spend in the lab, I used to sit in front of a computer and, download music, go to certain websites where they put up music every day and just download music. But a lot of that music I never really got a chance to play. Like, certain ones I would play that was hot, I would be able to, like, sneak in. But how I keep up with music is I just let the crowd tell me, for real. Like, I come equipped with Wi-Fi. So, I do some research, but with my schedule being so crazy, I don't have as much time to spend with, like, listening to music or downloading music or all that good stuff, even though, I keep up with certain artists that I follow. So, for me, it's like, okay, I'll be in the club and they'll be like, yo, you got that such and such, can you play it? Yeah, I got you. I just downloaded it and I play it. You know, and most of the time, 9 times out of 10 is a popular song, or I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that song, or I heard that, or I might already have it. So it's a juggling act. Like, you just gotta find a way to keep up with it. And I just do it. Like Nike, just do it. Alright, so I want to discuss a little bit the difference between club DJ, event DJ, and a radio DJ. Radio DJ, well, I would say commercial radio. I haven't really had that experience. I do college radio right now, but commercial radio, I would say you have to spin mainstream, like all mainstream. You can't really dabble into like indie music or really shake it up as much with commercial radio. I would say commercial hip hop radio. I do college radio, which actually gave me a different outlet where I can kind of spin more of an underground. Their focus is underground music and the indie artists. They don't really want to hear mainstream, but I have a more in-depth variety that I can choose from as far as the genre of music I spend with college radio. So I can spend like, you know, some reggae, I can spend some rock, I can do pop, I can do dubstep, I can do a mixture of music, which gives me more creativity versus commercial radio. As far as me being a club DJ, that's more, I would say, up-tempo style of DJing, because you want, depending on where you at. If you're doing like a younger club, they want to hear more stuff they can dance to and bop around to, versus if I'm doing like an older club, they want to hear more like line dancing and hand dancing, but it's still, you got to kind of have the music that they can dance to and just have fun with. And then I've also done private or corporate events, which is more, I would say, clean cut, and you can't just play clean music. Like, you have to be aware of the type of music it is. Like, even if it's clean, it can't even sound like you're implying something that's edgy. So you got to kind of be in the pocket as far as it being corporate or just being politically correct in your music. So for me, I like DJing all styles. Like, I just like being able to showcase a variety of styles and being able to have different experiences when I'm DJing. So I like to do all of them. That's one of my goals, is to make it to commercial radio. So yeah, but not hip hop. I want to do top 40.
I'm ready.
And question was, how do I feed off the crowd and be able to read the crowd as far as DJing? I mentioned earlier that I'm kind of like sensitive to people's energy. So for me, I DJ from a consumer point of view, because I came up dancing. I've always been a fan of the DJ. So I grew up listening to DJs. I know what it feels like to let the music take me somewhere as a dancer. So for me, when I DJ, if I'm not dancing behind the turntables, then you're not gonna have a good time. So for me, I guess you can read the crowd. You can tell if a crowd is having fun versus a crowd who's not having fun. And then what songs are popular if you're up on your music, and you kind of just read it like that. Like, I can play something, and you might see people moving a little bit, and then you can get into something. Or like, if I get a song that they really like, that song will take me on a journey. Like, okay, this song they feeling, it'll make me think about another song or lead me to another song. So it'll become an experience that you're getting from CoCo Z. So that's kind of how I DJ. Like, it don't matter who it is, like whether it's old people, young people, kids, whoever. Like, I know the music, and I know a lot of different genres of music I'm very familiar with. So I just let the music take me once the crowd start rocking, and then we all kind of have an experience together. You know what I'm saying? So it just go. I just want to talk a little bit about me going on tour with Ohio Hip Hop Awards last summer. I got a chance to perform in Columbus at Scully's. It was really dope. It was crazy because it was a Friday the 13th. I'll never forget it. And I was coming. I had to drive down that day before, and everything was going okay. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't going as smooth as I wanted it, but it was going okay. So, I get to the hotel because I had to come and change for the event. So I get in, I get to the hotel, so I get my key. I'm like trying to swipe my key to get in my room, and like my door would not unlock for anything. And I'm like, okay, my key wouldn't work. So they gave me like 3 keys, come open my door. So we had to call maintenance to break into my hotel room to let me in to change my clothes. So that was kind of weird. So then, I finally got down to Scully's, and everybody was looking for me. I got a chance to set up, and it was like so many people, at Scully's at the time. I got family in Columbus, so they came out and seen me, and it was just dope. Like, I remember passing out a lot of my mixtapes, and when I left that night, there was actually one of my mixtapes that was on the ground, and I bet you somebody dropped it by mistake, and I know they was sad when they got home, like, I lost my CoCo Z mixtape. So that was dope, not to see any of my, merchandise or things that I came to bring to the show not left behind. So that made me feel like the crowd really received me as a DJ, and they was going to go home and rock to it. So I had a good time. It was dope. So I hope to see y'all next year, or this summer, on the road, Ohio Hip Hop Awards. The highs and lows as a DJ, I'm going through that right now a little bit. I was working for a couple clubs. Like, I've been at a couple clubs since I started DJing. There was one club I was DJing for like 2 summers ago. They ended up closing. But, they had it was like, we had a high, and then it just started to like trickle down, and people wasn't coming in as much as they had anticipated or whatever. So, but that wasn't as bad, because I got the rock, and I got a chance to still spin the music that I wanted to spin, and still get to feed off of people energy that was in the club that wanted to come to the club. There was another club that I was recently working for. That one wasn't so much. The lows for that club for me was more, I feel like I was DJing for the same people, and they wanted to hear the same music, so it got kind of stagnant for me, which was like difficult, because it's like, okay, I can still rock the club, but it's like the same set. Like, I feel like I was in the Twilight Zone. Like, I could have had the same set of songs and made a mix and just played that mix over and over and over again. So it was just like, and I talked to the people like, you request that yesterday, you request that last week, like, they're like, I know that's my song. I'm like, request something else, like, and then I would get like combative, and I would go totally against the grain and just spin some crazy off the wall music just to shake it up, like, so it's kind of, you gotta kind of like read and know your environment, but it still was too monotonous for me, so I had to kind of like step off, like, I can't do this. It was killing my creativity. So for me, that was the kicker. Like, I can't be in a place where I can't be creative and be able to express myself as a DJ to a certain extent. I know I gotta stay within the zone as far as the music and the genre and what people listen to, but if it's the same thing all the time, like, I can't do it. Okay, so question is, what is my ultimate DJ goal? My ultimate DJ goal is to be able to DJ a variety of events and travel to different places and do that. And of course, I want to be the next female to put the mark on the world. Cinderella is the only worldwide famous DJ that's known by name. So I would love to be the next one up under that and say, like, okay, we know CoCo Z. She's been around. She's done a lot. So that's the plan. And after, me DJing, so they want to know what's after that. Well, I got a lot of things going on. The plan for me is to have a production company. I don't think you guys know my background. I have a bachelor's from Ohio State in video production, and I have a master's in information technology. So my goal is to have a production company that offers DJ services. Right now, I'm working on choreography as the next pillar. After choreography, there will be video production. After video production, I plan to do like theater or concert production. So I'm building tiers into my business. So DJing is the foundation. I have an all-female DJ crew. Shout out to Go Getter DJ. So I'm trying to just get them acclimated and kind of like in a workflow, kind of how I work, so I can do more booking, and then I can fall back into doing, the other things that I want to add to my business. So that's the plan. We'll see how that goes. Question was, do I get love in the club? Yes, I get love in the club. Like, guys come up to me and tell me they love me. It's kind of weird. Like, I feel safe in the DJ booth because I'm like, I'm sensitive to people's energy, you might as well say. So when I DJ, I like to be in my own space and in my own zone. But yeah, I do have people come up to the DJ booth, tell me they love me, ask for, I had one guy ask me to autograph his arm when I was at the club DJing, and the next time I seen him, he still had my autograph on him. So that was kind of weird, but it was love, so I appreciate it. Yeah, I've had girls hit on me as well. I was DJing the club, and a girl like came in the DJ booth and smacked me on my ass, so that was kind of weird. So yeah, so it gets kind of weird sometimes being a female DJ, because a lot of people are just so shocked by female DJs, and then when they see a good female DJ, they're even more shocked. So it's like, oh my god, I fucking love her. So yeah, it's weird, but I appreciate the support. It still shocks me every time people like come to me or people say they know me. It's just shocking to me. So just don't mind my reaction. Female lyricists. I think female artists in general just need to be more consistent. I think everybody has their own style and their own flavor, and they should, own it and stay true to themselves, and perfect your artistry. Whatever it is that you do, if you're a poet, you're a singer, you're a rapper, you're a DJ. I just think people should take the artistry more serious. And as far as females and in the music or in the entertainment business, I just feel like there's not enough consistency. That's been one of the things that's kept me relevant and me being able to move forward as a female DJ and achieve a lot of the things that I've achieved in such a short period of time, is because I just remain consistent. Like, I'm always trying to find something to do. When I don't have something to do, I try to find something to do to kind of keep me going and keep me moving forward. I think that's the best thing a female artist can do, is be consistent. Because when you're in and out, you just look flighty. So it's like, okay, yeah, the last time I heard from her was years ago, or, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you want them to take you serious, you got to stay serious. You can find me at www.themixedmistress.com. On my social network is The Mixed Mistress, no ebonics. That's THEMIXMISTRESS. Man, just hit me up. I'm out here. I'm everywhere like 19 Action News.
It's your girl, CoCo Z, the Mixed Mistress.